Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjan Shalakaya Chakshurumlitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurve Namaha. Gurve Gauri Chandraya Radhikaye Sadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namah. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnebhyo Namo Namah. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namane Gaur Shakti Sarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Anarpitam Charim Chirat Karunyavati Nakalau Samarpetam Unnatujarasam Swabhakti Shriyam Haripura Sundarduti Kadamba Sandipita Sada Hriday Kandreshu Surutavai Sachinandana Radha Chinta Niveshinam Yasya Kanti Vilopita Shri Krishna Charanam Vande Radha Lingitam Vikraham Anek Lokera Vancha Anek Prakar Kripaite Karila Anek Namer Prachar Khaite Shuite Yatha Tatha Namalay देश काल नियम नहीं सर्व सिद्धि है सर्व शक्ति नाम दिला करिया विभाग अमार दुर्दैव नाम नहीं अनुराग श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्री भजन रहस्य चैप्टर 2 भजन रहस्य वृत्ति holy names are of two kinds primary called mukhya and secondary means gauna holy names is also have some specialities one who's chanting primary and other who's chanting secondary names so names related to the material world brahm brahman paramatma jagdish these are secondary names many people they chant these names because they are considering Krishna to be Sarva Shaktiman, possessor of all potency. He is Ishwar. So their positioning is they believe the supremacy of Lord, but in an opulence mood. And that's why by chanting these names, they don't develop a service attitude. They don't develop service attitude. Like Bhagwan, who has shown his universal form. So if we read Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, where the description of various avatars, incarnations of Krishna has been mentioned, there is no any counting of universal form of Bhagavan in that. All those 24, 25 avatars which are mentioned, there is no counting of universal form of Bhagavan mentioned there. Because yeah, so much opulence is there. The exhibition of so much opulence, but simultaneously there is no service mode is present. But there are other names which are known as primary names. Now, primary names are also of two kinds. Srila Bhakti Thakur is explaining. Primary names are also two kinds. Those that are full of opulence, and they are termed as Ashwarpara. So, what are those names? Hari, Narayan, Vasudev. They are full of all opulences. And names like Krishna, Madan Mohan, Madhav, Govinda, Gopinath, Radharaman, they are full of all sweetness. Okay, so names of two kinds, primary and secondary. Names related to material world like Brahman, Paramatma, and Jagdish. Jagdish means the Lord of the whole universe. These are secondary names. Primary names are of two kinds. One of full of Aishwarya, opulence mood, another is full of sweetness, Madhurya Para. So, how we have to categorize those names which are opulent, in opulence and in sweetness? So, names like Hari, Narayan, Vasudev. Hari means what? One who steals. What he steals? Anek janmachit papa choram. Chora agraganya purusham namami. One who steals. But isn't it good if we pray to Hari? You are the one who steals our, or who can steal the sins from billion and trillion or infinite lifetimes. Hari, one who steals. The end of Srimad Bhagavatam. Nam Sankirtan Yasya Sarva Papa Paramashanam Pranama Dukh Shamanasya Tam Namami Hari Param. By chanting of whose name all the sins etc. goes away. We worship that Lord Hari. But everyone is Hari. Narsingh Bhagwan is also Hari. Vara Bhagwan is also Hari. Vaman Bhagwan is also Hari. Shri Ram is also Hari. Vishnu is also Hari. Krishna is also Hari. So, but which Hari? Which Hari? That's why Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj used to say, the end of Srimad Bhagavatam is with Nam Sankirtan of Hari. And the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu begins with specifically that Hari. Which Hari? Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. That's the beginning of the teaching of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Only by Krishna Sankirtan. Param Vijayate Krishna Sankirtanam. Hari is one who steals. So, one who steals our sins from so many lifetimes, that's also Hari. And that can be anyone. But according to Ras Vichar, Hari means stealing, one who steals butter, one who steals the cloths of the gopis, one who steals the mood and complexion of Radharani is also Hari. But one who steals butter, one who steals the cloths of the gopis, one who steals the mood and complexion of Radharani, who is that Hari? Can this Hari be Narsingha? Vaman Bhagwan? No, can only be Krishna. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, Param Vijayate Krishna Sankirtanam. Only that Hari. So, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, Hari, Narayan, and Vasudev, they are names full of opulence. according to Siddhant, according to Tattva. But when we go according to uh, Ras Vichar, then these three names is also full of sweetness. Madhurya Parak. Just like I said about Hari, one who steals. And who is Narayan? The Vilas Vigraha of Sri Krishna. The Vilas Vigraha, the opulent part of Krishna is Narayan. But Brahmaji in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, addressing Krishna to be Narayan. And this is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita by Kaviraj Goswami. He's elaborating on this verse. So what Brahmaji is saying? Narayan Stam Nahi Sarvadehinam. Brahmaji and Brahm Vimol Leela, when he's praying and doing stutis to Krishna, in those stutis prayers, Brahmaji say, Narayan's Narayan's Nahitum Sarvadehinam. You're also Narayan. Aren't you Narayan? Krishna said, no, no, Brahma. Narayan is your father. You emanate from the navel of Narayan. How can I be Narayan? Then Brahmaji gives explanation, which is mentioned by Kaviraj Goswami Chaitanya Charitamrita. Nar means all the incarnation, and Ayan means the shelter. Aren't you the shelter of all incarnation? That's why your name is Narayan. Nar also means Jivas, and Ayan means the shelter. Aren't you not the shelter of all the Jivas? So many points there explaining this. Brahmaji is explaining and addressing Krishna to be Narayan. He is actually Narayan. And of course, Vasudev. Krishni Sutapa and Dron Dhara. Heard these names before? Krishni Sutapa perform austerities, want to get son like Bhagavan. So what they prayed? Krishni Sutapa, they prayed, we want a son like you. But they didn't pray to have affection for you. Vatsalya. No. They only prayed to get a son like you. So Bhagavan is very merciful. He said, okay, I'll become son like you. We have to be very careful when we are asking or we are praying anything. We have to be very careful. Prishni Sutapa wanted to have Bhagavan as their son. And Bhagavan fulfilled their desire. Okay, I'll become your son. So Prishni Sutapa entered in the body of Devaki Vasudev. Those who practice and want to have any proximity with Bhagavan, they have to take shelter of the associate of the Lord. There is no other way out, no shortcuts. They have to take shelter of the Parikar. And this is another reason why Mahaprabhu or Krishna, when they descend, they come with their Parikars, with their associates. Because on one hand, Ram, Krishna, Mahaprabhu elaborating their pastimes to enhance the bliss of their associates. But on the other hand, those sadhakas or those performing austerities to get any proximity with Lord, they can only get through with the help and support of the associate of Bhagavan. Navacharya Haridas Thakur is combination of Brahmaji and Prahlad Maharaj. So when associates come, especially the associate of Mahaprabhu, They're combination of so many. Shri Ramanand Rai. Who is Shri Ramanand Rai? Vishakha Sakhi. And also Arjun is present. And Arjunia Gopi is also present. In one person, 1:3. So many present in one. So Prishni Sutapa, they entered in the body of Devki and Vasudev to have that bliss of seeing or feel that Bhagwan is our son. So Devki Vasudev, they're granted this boon or the blessings that Krishna became their son. But did Devki and Vasudev, they got this opportunity of having Vatsalya, reciprocation with Krishna? No. There was no Vatsalya affection, reciprocation with Krishna. Krishna just appeared, Tasmad Adbhut Balakam, Vishank Chakra Gada Padma. He just appeared, and Mother Devaki prayed, "Can you become my baby?" And immediately Vasudeva Maharaj took Krishna to Gokul. She didn't got this opportunity to feed Krishna or to see his notorious activities, his pastimes. No. So another couple, Draun Dhara, they entered in the body of, sorry, Draun Dhara, they prayed to Brahmaji. And what was the object of their of their prayers? What they wanted from Brahmaji? We want to have affectionate reciprocation with Bhagwan, with Lord. Prishni Sutapa only had the mood, may Bhagwan can become our son. Drawn Dhara, this mood that we want to have affectionate reciprocation with the Lord. So therefore, accordingly, Drawn Dhara, they entered in the body of Shri Yashoda and Shri Nanda Maharaj. And through Krishna Parikar, entering and taking support of them, they were able to relish that affection, reciprocation, affectionate reciprocation with Krishna. Understand? And that's why Krishna's name is Vasudev. Because Dron and Dhara, they are Vasus. They are Vasus. And they entered in the body of Nand Maharaj and Yashoda Maya. That's why his name is Vasudev. And of course, on the other side, he's son of Vasudev Maharaj. That's why his name is Vasudev. Understand? 2 points. Because Krishna is the son of Devki and Vasudev, that's why his name is Vasudev. But Krishna, sorry, but Dron and Dhara, they were also Vasus. And they entered in the body of Nand Maharaj Yashoda Maya. That's why Krishna name is also Vasudev. 2. So these are from Aishwarya Par, from opulence perspective. Krishna name is Hari, sorry, the opulence names are Hari, Narayan and Vasudev. And names like Krishna, Madan Mohan, Govinda, Gopinath and Madhav and Radharaman, they are all full of sweetness, Madhurya Parak. From the names of Bhagwan that are related to this world, that is the secondary names, one attains sense enjoyment and liberation. See how Bhakti Thakur is explaining the significance if one is only and only chanting the names of Krishna, means the secondary names of the Lord, what they get in return. What they get in return? They get sense enjoyment and bhukti and mukti, sense enjoyment and liberation. So we can understand how important it is. Now, don't think that, oh, we are not supposed to even utter those names. Someone who's sitting in the heart, who's sitting in the heart, oh, I can't say Paramatma because then I'll get bhukti and mukti. It's not that we can't, we're not supposed to recite or utter the name. It's not like that. But here Srila Bhakti Thakur is pointing out to those who are only chanting on their beats or in their mind the secondary names of the Lord. Brahman, Paramatma, Jagdish. They're chanting this. What they get in return? Bhukti and Mukti means sense enjoyment and liberation. Okay. What those who chanting Ashwarpara means the names one attains the names of Krishna, sorry, names of the Lord with opulence mood. What they get in return? Hari, Narayan, Vasudev, the names in the Aishwarya mood, what they get in return? They get Prem, but in Vaikuntha. So don't think the associates in Vaikuntha, they have no Prem. They are attached to Lord Narayan. They also have Prem, but there is distance. There is some reservations. There's some reservations, there's some distance, there's some reverential mood. There's no close proximity with Bhagwan. But they do have Prem, and that Prem is known as Aishwarya Prem. Okay, what to speak the very close ones around Lord Narayan, even the doorkeepers of Vaikuntha. Who are those? Hmm? Jay and Vijay. They have prema for Narayan or not? We see in Bhagavatam when four Kumars approached Vaikuntha and they want to get entrance into Vaikuntha. What happens? They were stopped by Jay and Vijay. But why they stopped by Jay and Vijay? Because Jay and Vijay have prema for Narayan and Narayan wanted to relish that mood. What? He want to display his or want to relish his mood of strength. Veer Ras. Uh, That means someone has to take opposition to Bhagwan and have to fight with him. How dare anyone can even challenge Bhagwan for this? One has to die to fight with the Lord. That's why in Vaikuntha, where there is no kuntha, where there is no envious mood, there is no ignorance and passion, and even goodness, how anyone can even take a opposition or challenge Bhagwan for fight? But because of the prema of Jain Vijay, and they want to give satisfaction to Bhagwan, because Krishna Indri Priti Vancha Dhare Prem Naam. Krishna Indri Priti Vancha Dhare Prem Naam. Giving pleasure to the senses of Bhagwan is prem. And Atma Indri Priti Vancha, tate bole kam. Giving pleasure to one's own senses for one's own enjoyment. Even hearing Hari Katha or speaking Hari Katha. Even following the nine limbs of bhakti. Everyone is not same. What is the aim and object of me being speaking or hearing Hari Katha or chanting the names of Bhagwan or any other spiritual activity? What is the aim and object behind this? If the aim and object is to gather pratishta, acknowledgement, the aim and object is to hear one's glorification, whatever it is. then the purpose of that Shravan Kirtan, hearing and speaking Hari Katha, is totally destroyed. When the purpose is, I want to gather knowledge, I want to hear Hari Katha to get strong in my bhajan, so that I can worship my Bhagwan with awareness, with Siddhanta. This is called Tat Padarth Gyan, Tom Padarth Gyan. Knowing who am I and knowing who Bhagwan is. This is bona fide knowledge. This we need to. That's why we have Sattva Shastras, we have all the scriptures. So hearing and chanting and even performing parikrama, or anyone who plans to go, let's go to Brajmandal parikrama or Gaurmandal parikrama. But what is the purpose? Why we go parikrama? Because the promise of Naraji, promise of Bhagwan to Naraji, anyone who comes and pay obeisances and hear my Hari Katha and hear my Katha, on that very spot, one is qualified to attain Premadhan, Bhakti, Prem. That's the purpose. But if the purpose is some other reason, which Krishna is not the center, then this is calm, self enjoyment. So anyone who chant the names of Bhagwan, those names which are full of opulence, they get Ashwarya Prem of Vaikuntha. Those who chant just the secondary names, Brahm, Paramatma, etc., they get what? What I said. Bhukti and Mukti, sense enjoyment and liberation. And now comes to Madhurya Par names. Those who chant the names in sweet names. Krishna, Madan, Mohan, Gopinath, Radharaman. One attains what? Braj Prem. Then one gets Braj Prem. So therefore we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare means Sarva Cheta Haraha, Krishnasya Chittam Hare Yaso, Vedagdi Vistarata Radha Haramata. How significant is this word Hare? Sarva Cheta Haraha, Krishnasya Chittam. One who steals the mind of Krishna. That Hare is Radharani. And Karshati sa lavanya murli kalnisone Shri Radha Mohan Gunanukritam Krishna Riyati. The the meaning of Krishna. One who enchants everyone with his flute, with his beauty, especially Radharani. And therefore we also sometimes chant what? We sing in Sankirtan. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bo. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bo. Or as Gurudev used to sing, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, He Krishna He Yadava He Sakheti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. These are primary names. Srila Bhakti Thakur is teaching us to chant this. Then there is another stage, that's Bhav Avastha. The special mood, special Bhav, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is calling out Jagannath, Jagannath, Jagannath. But Jagannath is again the name in the opulent mood. Sorry, opulence mood. It's not Madhurya Par name. not the name in sweetness, but in opulence. And Marvendra Puripad also chanting, Hey Deen Dayar Nath, Hey Mathura Nath, Kadav Lokesh. Hey Mathura Nath, the Lord of Mathura, where are you? Where are you? So Lord of Mathura, is that primary names? Or is that Madhure names? The names in sweetness? No. Why they're chanting these names? That's called sarcastic on Krishna. Now you are the Lord of Mathura. How do you care for us? You don't care for us. You left us alone here. We are crying and weeping in separation from you. At one point, gopis, while discussing amongst each other the separation mood, and they were expressing their moods to Uddhav. You know what they said? Uddhav, Krishna has left us. And just tell him, no need to come back. Just stay there. And that we are very happy without him. That Buddha was little inquiring mood. How are you saying this? I saw you all crying and weeping in separation. And why you are saying that Krishna should not come back? The mood of the gopis is difficult to understand. That's called Gopi Bhav. That's called Gopi Bhav. So why gopis have to say this? Why Radharani has to say this? He said, Uddhav, when Krishna was here, it was so difficult to meet him. We have to make so many excuses and lies to our mother-in-laws. Or we are going out for worshipping Surya Dev, Surya Puja. We are going out for some other household activities. Hmm. We were not even able to embrace and hug Krishna. It was so difficult. But now, in his absence, no one can doubt us. We go Tamal tree, the same Tamal tree where Krishna used to sit and play flute. We go and embrace that Tamal tree and we feel the presence of Krishna there. And if we are embracing that Tamal tree, who's going to doubt us? People will say, oh, these gopis of Braj, they are embracing a tree, but what's wrong in that? We go on the bank of Jamuna, we see the footprints of Krishna, and we smear the dust of Braj on our breast, all over our body, and we feel the proximity of Krishna, the presence of Krishna, and no one doubts us. There is no point of doubt. So, in one sense, it's good. Krishna is not here. We are remembering him. We can see him. We can go without any reservations, any direction. So, tell him to stay there. No need to come back. This is again sarcasm. So, these are names. The Madhurya names, one attain Braja Prem. We Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we are trained and told and taught by our acharyas to chant the Madhurya names because our aim is to attain Braja Prem. But that situation where that avastha, that position where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Madhavendra Puripad is lamenting and uttering the secondary names, that's Bhav Avastha. Hmm. Some neophyte devotees, they don't understand this. They say, oh, if Mahaprabhu is chanting Jagannath, 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 and we are follower of Mahaprabhu, we can also chant Jagannath, Jagannath, Jagannath. But is your mood and the mood of Mahaprabhu is same? He's just chanting the same names. But is the mood same? Mahaprabhu is feeling that intense separation and sarcastic on Krishna. Whereas we don't even possess any mood of such sort. We don't have that mood. So better we should focus according to our qualification, adhikar, the focus on the names which are told to us to chant. Gopi Jan Vallabhai Swaha, the beloved of the gopis. Radha Kant, Radha Raman, Radha Damodar, Radha Govinda, all these names. The sadhaka chanting Harinam will take shelter of a specific name according to his own mood and will thus have his heart's desire fulfilled. Everyone likes some particular name. I mean, I've come across some devotees, they say, oh, even though I chant Mahamantra, but I like Radha Ramanji so much. I feel like chanting Radha Raman, Radha Raman, Radha Raman. Someone say, oh, I like Jaitam Suta Pangur Mama Manda Matirgati. Mat Sarvas Padam Bhujo Shri Radha Madan Mohan. I like Radha Madan Mohanji. So sadhaka chanting Harinam take shelter of Harinam, but also some specific name according to his mood, because every name which is there in the mood of sweetness has some leela, some pastime. Madan Mohanji is one who is enchanter of Cupid, one who Krishna who attracted Cupid. You know, everyone has their own mood. Oh yes, Cupid is terrifying and troubling everyone in the entire universe. And Cupid is Ananga, has no limbs. He just come and sit in the heart, and because of the attraction, everyone is entangled. Because of that attraction, everyone is getting distraction. Right. So Madan Mohan, one who even defeated or enchanting Cupid, actually he is the one who is Cupid, transcendental Cupid, Aprakrit Madan Krishna. Kam Bij Kam Gayatri Tar Upasana. With the Kam Gayatri, the worship of that the worship of that transcendental Cupid is with Kam Gayatri Mantra. Verse from Sri Chaitanya Chaitanya. Or someone can say, I like Govindji. Govinditi Govinda. Divyar Vindan Kaldurmara Shimad Ratnagar Shingasanasta. One who sit with the gopis, one who sit with Radharani on the jewel throne under a kalptrue tree and surrounded by the gopis. Mm. One who gives pleasure to the senses of the gopis. That means the submissive mood of Krishna is present in the name Govinda. One who gives pleasure to the senses, to the cows, to the gopas, and to the gopis. So, according to Ras Vichar, the name Govinda is what? Krishna, who is Anukul Nayak, one who is submissive to Radharani, and one who gives pleasure to Radharani. Then someone can say, I like Gopinath, the Lord of the Gopis. So just like one of the name of Shiva is Gopeshwar Mahadev. Gopeshwar means what? Mahadev, who's the Lord of the Gopis? No. Gopeshwar means what? Gopis who are Ishwaris, worshipable of for Mahadev. So Gopinath means Krishna, who is the Lord of the Gopis. But here, Krishna, who is अन्य राधितो नूनम भगवान हरिरीश्वरा यन्न विहाय गोविंद प्रीति. Krishna who serves the lotus feet of the gopis, serve the lotus feet of Radharani, is Gopinath. Gopis are the Nath of Krishna because Krishna here in Braj is decorating the hairs of Radharani. Kesh prasadam tavatra at Shingarpad. Krishna is the one who is decorating the hairs of the Radharani. Krishna is massaging the feet of Radharani. And when the mood of separation gets intensified on his head and is getting intoxicated and bewildered, he comes to get soothing effects. How is going to get that soothing effects? Smargara khandanam, mama shirisi mandanam, dehi pad pallabudha. Or Radhe, place your soothing lotus feet on my head because the wish, the fire of separation raised to my head and I'm burning in that fire of separation. So place your lotus feet on my head, Gopinath. And then someone can say, I like Radha Gokulanand. Radha Gokulanand. One who is the Anand of Gokula. Sarvagde Mugde Cha Nidhe Gokulanante Namaha. लीला विलासे भक्ति मंजरे लोलु पालने सर्वज्ञ मुग्धे च निधे गोकुल अनंत नमः. One who is always wandering here and there to taste and relish of the moods of the manjaris, very greedy. One who is sarvagya, who is all knower, and one who is always for the pastimes get also bewildered. Cha nidhe gokulanante namaha. Sri Vishnu Chakur Thakur praying obeisances to his Ishta Gokulanand by saying this. Someone can say Radha Damodar is my Ishta. I want to chant Damodar. Damodar means one. Yashoda Maya bind Krishna with a rope. Damodar. But there is another Leela where Radharani bind Damodar with a garland to his waist. It's called Damodar. So everyone has their own. So Bhakti Thakur is saying the sadhaka chanting Harinam will take shelter of a specific name according to his own mood and will thus have his heart's desire fulfilled. This is the meaning and significance of primary name and secondary name. So, अनेक जीवेर वांछा अनेक प्रकार. We heard yesterday. अनेक लोकेर वांछा अनेक प्रकार. Everyone have their own mood. अनेक लोकेर वांछा अनेक प्रकार. Many people in this material world have their many different kind of desires and many different kind of moods. Even how much you will explain them, they don't want to switch over to other moods. If we find many people like that, they don't want to give up chanting secondary names, even though we explain to them the significance of chanting the primary names. But they don't want to give up secondary names. They're always chanting those names. Jagdish, Jagdish, Paramatma, Paramatma. Even if they get some good award, you say just because of my Paramatma. Even if they get some hard time, sometime if they get hard time, oh Paramatma, please help me. They don't want to leave Paramatma. What is the significance of Paramatma? Can Paramatma perform Ras Leela? Can Paramatma lift Govardhan Hill? Can he kill demons? No. Paramatma is only one role. Sakshi is witness. Inactive state of Bhagwan. Whereas there is no difference. But he remains quiet and silent. He don't speak. That's Paramatma. So many people, especially in India, they only have attraction towards secondary. And many have their only attraction towards the opulence name. They always chant Hari, Narayan, 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 Narayan. There are also many who only want to chant the name with which assign them what? Braj Prem. Text 2. A prayer for attaining attachment for holy name is given in the fifth verse of Namashtaka. How one can attain the attachment for holy name? There has to be some prayers. So if we want to attach with Krishna, we need to do some prayers. So similarly, a prayer for attaining attachment for holy name is what? Agadaman Yashoda Nandana Nanda Suno Kamala Nayanam Gopi Chandra Vrindavanendraha Pranata Karuna Krishnam iti Aneka Sarupe Toi Mama Ratir Uchched Vardatam Namadhe. Shirup Goswami Pal in his Namashtakam. What is the meaning? O Nam Bhagwan. See, some people address Bhagavatam as Bhagavat Bhagwan. That's why there is one Arati. At the end of Bhagavatam Katha, many places people they sing this Arati. What is that? भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तार and they say बोलो भागवत भगवान की जय भागवत भगवान Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna so Bhagavat Bhagwan right some people say Guru Dev Bhagwan not with the mood that some people have mood that Guru Dev is Bhagwan but some they say because Guru Dev is close to Bhagwan that's why he is Guru Dev Bhagwan Guru Bhagwan ki jai. So Bhakti Thakur is saying, O Nam Bhagwan. Very interesting. That's the mood. How he is praying to Shri Nam Prabhu. Just like we say Nam Prabhu, Prabhu is Bhagwan. So he is addressing Shri Nam as O Nam Bhagwan, possessor of inconceivable glories. O Nam Bhagwan, you are the possessor of inconceivable glories. Means your glories cannot be conceived. If anyone say, I have understood the tattva of Krishna, or I have understood now by reading Bhagavatam 50 times, or by reading scriptures, or I know approximately 800 verses, maybe 10 or 5 more or less, but approximately 800 verses. I have understood Bhagavan. ब्रह्मा जी से जनंतम एवं जनंतम किम बहुवक्त नाम है प्रभु. Anyone who say this, let them say this. I Brahma claims, Brahma one who, Bhagwan Brahma Karse, one who read Vedas 3 times. He's gone through Vedas 3 times. He said, I cannot measure the opulence of my Bhagwan. the opulence of you, Krishna. Mm. If someone says, uh, if someone says, I can cross the ocean with my two arms, I can swim and cross ocean with my two arms. Is it possible? For instance, we assume yes, it's possible. Someone is very powerful can do this. If someone can say, I can measure the length and breadth of sky, is that possible? Impossible. But if someone can say, yes, I can do this, okay, we can believe this. But I'm not elaborating on this, but there's so many examples. But even if someone claims that impossible have become possible, but this is always impossible to understand, to conceive the glories of the possessor of name and the name itself. How much glorious is the name of Bhagavan is inconceivable. So Bhakti Thakur, she Rupa Sripad in Namashtakam, the own Nam Bhagavan, the possessor of inconceivable glories. May my affection for you continue to increase day and night. Dine dine vriddhi hoye name prabhave. May my affection for you continue to increase day and night. As we pray, may our affection increase to my father. May my affection increase to my mother, to my brother, to my sister, to my wife, to my children. May my affection increase to my property. May my affection increase to my bicycle and my BMW car, because then I'm cleaning every day my car, even the tires. Everyone have their own object of, increasing their affection. Mhm. But here, how many people, how many devotees, they actually pray every day. May my affection for my Gurudev increase day and night. Yasya deve parabhakti yatha deve tatha guru. Tasya kathitam artham prakashante Mahatma. That person is known as Mahatma. How the affection of Harinam will increase day and night. First of all, the affection for Gurudev. And meaning of that is very elaborate. It's not just mere words. My all decisions of my life, my every surrenderness to my day starts with, my day ends with, every decision of what I do or what I wanted to do, if it is aligned with the desire or sanction of my Gurudev or not, this clearly shows one's affection. Clearly shows. And those who just want to be very independent, Gurudev will definitely going to like me if I do this service. Oh, are you sure? Yes, yes. Yeah, it's difficult to say, but it's not proper to say, but I don't like my Gurudev much. Why? Yeah, because sometimes he gives very tough time. Sometimes he gives some decision, or sometimes he says something which is, you know, I don't like that. I didn't like that. So what we are trying to do is, we are trying to put our Gurudev in the frame of my thoughts and a frame of my mind. If Gurudev, you fit in that frame, then you are very good, Gurudev. And if you can't fit in that frame, then I'm not affectionate. I'm not attached to you. Because your decisions are difficult to digest and difficult to follow. That means, isn't it material conception? Instead of getting into his, instead of getting our thoughts and the mind in his frame, we're trying to put him in our frame. Understand my point? We're trying to put him in our frame of mind. Is that called surrenderness? Is that called Sharnagati? Not at all. Shakti buddhihin ami atidin. Karo more atmasat. Gurudev, I have no potency, I have no intelligence, I don't know what is right, what is wrong. Not only saying, but if we really mean that or value that, then we're trying to put ourselves in his frame. And to get adjusted in his frame, we need some adjustments in our life, in our lives. To get adjusted in his frame. Then only and then attachment comes. Otherwise, what is the point of attachment? How we can develop attachment with Harinam when there is our not attachment with the person who has given us Harinam? It's that simple. Yeah. So may my affection for you continue to increase day and night. O Agadaman, one who killed Agasur. O Yashodanandan, O Nanda Suno, O Kamalanayan, Kamalanayan, O Gopi Chandra, O Vrindavanandra, O Paranat Karuna, O Krishna. You have innumerable forms. May my attachment to them always increase. So each and every word here is not just to complete the meter of the words. There's a significance of each and every name here. Shri Rupa Goswami Pad has mentioned. We're going to hear this tomorrow. Gaur Himanande Hari Hari Bol. Tomorrow, same time, English Hari Katha. And an hour before, I spoke Hindi Hari Katha with, with a wonderful topic, Brihad Bhagavatamritam by Sanatan Goswami. So if you can understand Hindi, well and good. But after some time, then I will also start English Brihad Bhagavatamritam. Let's see when the mercy flows. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.